Hello everyone. I'm Nora. Let me ask you something. If you arrived at a hotel in another country today, would you know what to say at the front desk? Checking into a hotel sounds easy, until you're standing there with your suitcase and someone asks you questions in English. In today's episode, you'll listen to a story about my first hotel experience in English. Along the way, you'll learn useful English phrases that people actually use in hotels. And by the end of the story, you'll feel much more confident the next time you travel. So relax, and let's begin. A few years ago, I traveled alone for the first time. I was excited, but I was also nervous. After a long flight, I finally arrived in the city. I was tired, very tired. All I wanted was a shower, a comfortable bed, and some sleep. I took a taxi from the airport and arrived at my hotel. The building looked beautiful. There were large glass doors, bright lights, and a big sign above the entrance. I smiled. Finally, I picked up my suitcase and walked inside. The lobby looked modern and elegant. People were sitting on comfortable sofas. Soft music was playing. Everything looked perfect. I walked to the front desk. The receptionist smiled. "Good evening. Welcome." I smiled back. And suddenly, I realized something. This would be my first hotel check-in completely in English. The receptionist asked, "How can I help you?" I had practiced this sentence many times, so I answered, "Hi, I have a reservation." The receptionist nodded. "May I have your name, please?" I gave my name. Then she started typing on her computer. For a few seconds, everything seemed normal. Then her smile disappeared. She looked at the screen again, and again. Then she said, "I'm sorry. I can't find your reservation." My stomach dropped. What? She couldn't find it? For a moment, I thought she was joking. But she wasn't. She looked serious. She said, "I can't find your booking." My heart started beating faster. I had already paid. I had confirmation emails. Everything should have been fine. I quickly opened my phone. I said, "One moment." I searched through my emails. Finally, I found the confirmation. Then I showed it to her. "Here is my confirmation email." She looked at it carefully. Then she smiled. "Okay, I see the problem." I immediately felt relieved. "What happened?" She pointed to the screen. "The reservation is for tomorrow." "Tomorrow?" I looked again. And she was right. I had booked the wrong date. Suddenly, I felt terrible. I was standing in a hotel lobby, in another country, with a suitcase, and no room. My mind immediately started imagining problems. What if the hotel was full? What if there were no rooms available? What if I had to sleep at the airport? The receptionist noticed my worried face. She smiled kindly. "Don't worry. Let me check something." Those words instantly made me feel better. Useful phrase. "Don't worry." One of the most comforting phrases in English. She typed for a few seconds. Then she smiled. "Good news." I almost laughed from relief. "We still have one room available." I wanted to hug her. Instead, I politely said, "That's great." A few minutes later, everything was solved. The receptionist asked, "Would you like a room on a higher floor?" Yes, please. She continued. Would you like one king bed or two twin beds? I answered, one king bed, please. She smiled. Perfect. Then she handed me a form. Please sign here. Another useful phrase. Please sign here. You'll hear this often while traveling. I signed the form. Then she gave me a key card. Your room number is 814. I looked at the card. Finally, I had a room. I took the elevator to the 8th floor. I opened the door and walked into my room. The room was beautiful. There was a large bed, a desk, a television, a huge window with an amazing city view. I smiled. The stress was finally over. I put my suitcase down. Then I noticed something strange. The air conditioner wasn't working. I pressed the buttons. Nothing happened. Again, nothing. The room was getting warm. Very warm. And I knew I wouldn't sleep well without air conditioning. So I picked up the phone and called the front desk. A man answered. Front desk. How may I help you? I said, Hi. I'm in room 814. I think the air conditioner isn't working. He replied, I'm sorry about that. Then he said, We'll send someone up right away. That means someone will come soon to help. 10 minutes later, someone knocked on the door. A maintenance worker entered. He checked the air conditioner, pressed a few buttons, then left. I immediately felt nervous. What happened? He smiled. It's already working. I looked, and he was right. The machine was running perfectly. Apparently, I had been pressing the wrong button the entire time. I started laughing too. Honestly, I felt a little embarrassed. But at least the room was cool now. The next morning, I woke up feeling much better. I went downstairs for breakfast. The dining area was busy. People from different countries were eating and talking. I found a table. A server approached me. Coffee or tea? Coffee, please. A few minutes later, she returned. Then she asked, Would you like anything else? I ordered some fruit and eggs. Everything was delicious. By the way, if you're enjoying this story and learning useful English phrases along the way, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to English Mood Podcast. It really helps the channel grow and reach more English learners around the world. Alright, let's continue. Later that day, I wanted to visit a famous museum, but I wasn't sure how to get there. So I returned to the front desk. Excuse me. The receptionist smiled. How can I help you? I asked. Could you tell me how to get to the museum? She immediately gave me directions. Then she handed me a small city map. That simple conversation reminded me of something. Hotel staff can often help with much more than check-in. They can recommend restaurants, give directions, call taxis, and answer travel questions. 3 days later, it was time to leave. Honestly, I didn't want to go. The hotel had become comfortable, familiar, safe. But my trip was ending. I packed my suitcase, took the elevator down, and walked to the front desk one last time. The receptionist smiled. Checking out? I smiled back. Yes, she asked. How was your stay? I answered. It was great. Thank you. She printed my receipt. Then she said, Have a safe trip. I thanked her and picked up my suitcase and walked toward the exit. As I left the hotel that day, I realized something important. The most difficult part wasn't English. The most difficult part was fear. Fear of making mistakes. Fear of saying the wrong thing. Fear of sounding awkward. But every conversation made me more confident. Every small interaction helped me improve. And that's exactly how real English learning works. Not through perfect grammar. Not through memorizing thousands of words. But through real situations. One conversation at a time. Thank you so much for listening. I'm Nora. And this was English Mood Podcast. If you enjoyed today's story, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with another English learner. And tell me in the comments, have you ever stayed at a hotel in another country? See you in the next episode.